Can you hear me? How about now? All right. Can I get you to raise your right hand? And we've gone over it, but just so everybody is in the know, I can have them repeat word for word every single line, or if I really don't like them, I'll give them a full paragraph and say, repeat after me. I'm going to be much kinder tonight. So, I,
Edwin Acevedo,
a citizen of Jackson County, state of Georgia, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will well and truly and faithfully perform and discharge the duties devolved upon me as City Council for the city of Houston, Georgia, that I will faithfully enforce the law of this city, that I will support and defend the charter of the city of Houston, as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia and of the United States of America, and that I will do all in my power to promote the general welfare of the inhabitants of the city of Houston and the common interest thereof. I do further solemnly swear and affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any foreign state, which by the laws of the state of Georgia I am prohibited from holding, and that I am otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia. Congratulations. Ms. Bentz. Come on over. All right. If I can get you to, you got it. I,
Maria Fed,
a citizen of Jackson County, state of Georgia, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will well, truly, and faithfully perform and discharge the duties devolved upon me as City Council for the city of Houston, Georgia, that I will faithfully enforce the law of this city, that I will support and defend the charter of the city of Houston, as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia and of the United States of America, and that I will do all in my power to promote the general welfare of the inhabitants of the city of Houston and the common interest thereof. I do further solemnly swear and affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, and I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any foreign state, which by the laws of the state of Georgia I am prohibited from holding, and that I am otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution and laws of Georgia.
help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. And last but not least, Mr. Brown. Get you to raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I, Mr.
David W. Brown,
Assistant of Jackson County, state of Georgia, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will well, truly, and faithfully perform and discharge the duties devolved upon me as City Council for the city of Houston, Georgia, that I will faithfully enforce the law of this city, the charter of the city of Houston, as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia and of the United States of America, and that I will do all in my power to promote the general welfare of the inhabitants of the city of Houston and the common interest thereof. I do further solemnly swear and affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any foreign state by which the laws of the state of Georgia I am prohibited from holding, and that I am otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution and laws of Georgia. Congratulations. We have some paperwork to do. We need some signatures on these documents to make it official. Mr. Brown, if you all will sign, and then I will sign.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, let's get these new elected officials some work to do. At this time, I will ask for a motion to approve the agenda as is, unless any of the council members have anything to add to the new business.
Motion to approve.
All right. Motion by Jackson.
I'll second it.
I think we already have a second by Ms. Brown. And if all in favor, if you can raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Reports by the mayor, council, and staff are in your packets. Y'all are more than welcome to read that at a later time. And for those in the audience, those reports are on the online in our work session agenda packet. New business, line item number 1 is Resolution 2026-05, which is the proposed water and sewer user rate increase and irrigation meter fee. If you'll turn, does everybody have a packet? If not, if you'll look up on the TV screen. So this is a suggestion from our city engineer, and this is a recommendation from our engineer. The water use rate for 2026 is to go up 8.6% across the board. Regarding connection fees, these appear to be adequate for 2026 unless something changes. This helps us with all of our repairs, maintenance, infrastructure, and as y'all know, we do have multiple capital improvements going on at this moment. So this will just help with that increase across the board. We have not done this in 3 years, so please let me know if you have any questions. Or y'all are also can talk amongst yourselves.
I got a question, Jennifer.
Yes, sir.
So the 8.6, is that adequate enough to cover the 3 years? I mean, does that make up the difference? Because I see, for like example, the water delivery is up by 13%. So I just want to make sure that
Yes.
we're covering it adequately.
Yes, sir.
That 8.6 does it
Yes.
for 3 years?
So we did do an internal audit, and based on the fees that we have found, this will help cover it and not be an issue. Does anybody else in the mayor and council have any questions? I'm sorry, not mayor, council. Does the council have any questions? All right, we'll go on to line item number 2. This is Resolution 2026-06, meter repair fee. This is a staff recommendation to do a meter repair fee. This is only if it's, and I know Council Member Tina Brown had a great question earlier for me, which was if the meter is 30 years old, would we charge the citizen to replace that? No, we would not charge the citizen to replace it. This is only if the citizen tampers with it. Let's just also say if they hit it with their lawnmower or so forth, then we would charge this fee. And let me tell you what this fee is. If you'll go to the second page of that, it says that the current is, if we replace the damaged meter, it's $175. But that does not cover our cost or labor. So we're replacing that with $175 for the damage for that meter would be $500. To replace the backflow would be $60. To replace the meter box lid is $35, and if you have a damaged meter box, it's $50. And you can see the difference in the current and the proposed. Does anybody of the council have any questions? And again, this is not to make money, this is to cover the cost. All right, with no questions, we will keep moving. Line item number 3 is Resolution 2026-01. We are just being very, very proactive. We have a spring festival May the 30th, in which we do close down our City Square Road. We are just asking for the blessing from the council to have that road closed in order to have our spring festival on May the 30th. Is there any questions from the council? All right, let's keep going. Line item number 4 is Resolution 2026-02, which is another event known as the Fall Festival. We have that event October the 2nd through the 4th. On that one, we do ask for more road closure, which you'll see on here that it's City Square, Bell Avenue, Railroad Avenue, which is at the train depot, West Broad Street, which is over here at the Stansel, in front of the Stansel building, and a portion of White Street between West Broad and Bell Avenue. Is there any questions from the council? Okay, we will keep moving forward. Y'all are doing great tonight. Line item number 5 is Resolution 2026-04. This is an amendment to the personnel policy regarding holiday schedule. We have looked into, so right now, we have New Year's off, MLK Day, Memorial Day, July the 4th, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. After looking at what other municipalities, the days that they have off, the banks have off, federal, local, I am proposing that we also let our staff off on President's Day and Columbia Day. Is there any questions? Columbus, I'm sorry.
I have a
Columbia, I
question.
do like Columbia clothes, but we're going to talk about Columbus tonight.
So the actual change says that it will be established, the holidays will be established annually by the city manager. So
Yes.
I'm assuming you just are asking for the flexibility to give those additional holidays off.
Correct.
And that way you don't have to delineate to,
Come back before you every time.
right,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And as everybody knows, we run a shift of 24/7 anyway, so there's always going to be somebody here. But it is nice to let our little sweet team off when they can.
I have a question.
Okay, yes,
And-
sir.
And it's certainly not throwing darts, it's just that I
Yeah.
don't know.
Absolutely.
So, are you just asking for the 2 additional days? Because when I looked at the state holidays and schedules, it would bump it up from 8 to 12 days off. And again, I'm not saying that's bad or good, I'm just asking that question because I have like June 19th is a holiday, President's Day that's normally celebrated in February would get moved to December 24th, which kind of seems odd to me, but
Mm-hmm.
I just
Yes.
want to know how that all that works.
Absolutely. So I didn't ask for all of them off because that would be a lot for our little city. I just asked for ones that were, when I did get with our staff, some of the recommendations that they had were President's Day, Columbus Day, Good Friday was another one. So it would go from 8 to 11.
Okay, all right. And then just one other question. So how does it apply to our police force who works it's going to work 24 hours?
Yeah.
No, I got that.
Yeah, it does.
I just didn't know how they got compensated for those holidays and stuff. And again, it's because I don't know. It's not because I'm throwing darts.
And I'll let Chief Hill, if you want to tell how that works.
They're paid for the time they're here. So they're paid for the time they're here. They get additional pay for working on the holiday.
Thank you.
All right. And if there's any other questions? All right. So we're going to go on to line number 6. I'm sorry, line 5B, which is still part of the personnel. I have requested, and this is coming from, right now we have, if you want to cash out time that, and we don't want to, we love that our employees love to work. So we don't want to make it where they don't want to, but, right now if they, the first 6 months they can cash out 40 hours. The second 6 months they can cash out 40 hours. They do roll it over, but we also have a cap on what they can roll over. We don't want to penalize. We do want you to work, if you can, because we do have such a small team. But if you can't, we don't want to penalize you either. We did have a situation where one of our employees had some health issues and really needed to cash out some time, but because of the way the personnel policy is written, they couldn't cash it out. And so I'm just asking that at the discretion of the city manager, you will allow me to, on a case-by-case, if they need it, that we'll honor that for that employee. And this will still stay within budget. It will not hurt the budget. Does any council member have any questions? Y'all, this is great. We might get out by 6:30. Let's see. Okay, line item number 6. This is a normal thing that y'all are used to seeing. I'm sure everybody's used to seeing this. Y'all have seen this. This is basically just, again, our Planning and Zoning Commission meetings, our City Council meetings, our Downtown Development Authority meetings, Municipal Court, and Historic Preservation. The only thing that you're going to see different on here, and y'all might want to, and feel free to discuss it amongst yourselves, is that our city attorney can only make it on the second Thursday of each month. Because of some of the requests that we've had from developers and so forth, he feels that he does need to be here more, but he cannot be here on the third Thursday. So we are asking that we have, and we did this, we've done this before, and it was not a problem, but we would have that the city public hearing, work session, and the regular session all be on one night. And that does not mean that it's pushing y'all to make a quick decision or a quick vote. Y'all can by all means always table things, even the public hearing items that come onto the regular agenda. You can always table that stuff. We never want you to feel that you are in pressure to make a decision that night. We can always come back with a special call meeting if you don't want to wait the next 30 days. So there's always opportunities to address some of the business if y'all don't want to vote that night. So please feel free to discuss amongst yourselves, ask any questions.
Jennifer, and another point that you were going to make, I think, was that P&Z would now be the third Thursday, so they would be able to get that information.
Yes, and our city planner is here on Thursdays, and so he has requested that that if y'all do this, that his Planning and Zoning Commission nights would be on the Thursdays that he's here, so he's not having to come an additional night as well. So he would take that third Thursday. And so that would basically mean that every one of our meetings, Planning and Zoning, Council, DDA, Court, Historic Preservation, all would fall on Thursdays. And it would just be easier for the staff. It would be easier for the consultants. And I think it would be easier for the citizens to keep up with, knowing that we have something every Thursday. Y'all can come hang out with us every Thursday.
I do have one question. So coming off planning and zoning, the applicants will now have to wait into 3 weeks before city council addresses their applications.
Yes. And that's usually a lot better for us as staff because we're having to do so many different things with whatever the planning and zoning. We're also having to do reports and stuff. So this just gives our city planner a little bit more time, another week, to kind of offset if he needs to make some changes or get the developer back in to work on some tweaks before presenting to the council.
Okay, thanks.
So I didn't know ahead of time that there was a question with Ab. Is he available the first or fourth Thursday?
No, he has, my apologies, I don't know exactly his schedule, but I know he has another one on Thursday with Gainesville, but I don't know exactly, and he's also picked up another county, and I don't know that schedule is, and my apologies for that, but this is what he has recommended. And I will tell you this, he approached me about this, about doing this.
Because he wanted to be present during the voting session.
He wants to be present on all of our meetings going forward.
Okay. I also know that in the past, we've had a situation where council members were not present to hear public concerns, public discussion amongst the council, and then yet they would be there for the voting meeting. And I feel like that is, an uninformed vote sometimes because you weren't there to hear discussion and public input. So that's also another reason. But then I appreciate you bringing up the ability to table items because my biggest concern, and I felt like my pro-con list that I literally have written here, this one outweighs everything else, and that is, I feel like the tendency would be to come to that meeting, with the decision made.
Right.
Prior to public input, and that really diminishes the value of citizen input. So I don't know, I'm struggling with that personally. I remember when we had it all in one evening, I was Joe Citizen, and when we separated it, I didn't see the value in separating it. It just meant I needed to leave work early twice. But then I came to realize that it did. The time in between allowed council members and mayor to digest the information, the public input, the concerns, ask questions of the professionals, and just really make a more informed decision having that week in between or whatever. That's why I was asking if we could do first and second Thursday or second and fourth Thursday or something.
Yeah, I do, like I said, I don't have his schedule in front of me, but I do feel like it was a conflict because this is what he recommended to us. But I will tell you this too, you know, like with planning and zoning, it gives you a little bit more time to get their recommendations. You can always talk to the developers prior. I would say wait till the public hearing has been set from the planning and zoning and get to really see what the developer or whoever with their rezoning has to present to the planning and zoning. Then from there, start doing your homework because now you even have more time to do that between the planning and zoning and the regular session. But like I said, y'all should never, ever, ever feel rushed to make a decision. Decisions are permanent. So tabling is part of exercising your authority.
Because I feel like we have a city of very involved people and experts beyond what any of us are, and I don't want to in any way diminish any input they might have, and that's just my very real concern. I don't want there to even be the appearance that we don't hear or dutifully consider the input. That would be my only concern. But, okay, thank you.
So you're saying your concern would be the citizens?
Yeah, so you come to a public hearing and you've got the planning and zoning recommendations, you've got whatever discussions you've had amongst between developers and council or council to council, council to mayor, whatever. All that's happened. So then what's the public input? How does that weigh in? Are you giving it adequate time and consideration to weigh into your decision as a council member?
Right. And so that's what, like with citizens, they will be speaking at the same during the work session. So you do have, if you see that a citizen is saying something like, wow, we need to really look into that more, when you do that regular session, table it.
Okay.
So there's always, like I said, there's no reason, this is not to put more stress on the council or to make it feel more rushed. But if you've also noticed, the planning and zoning has, just in the last few months, has not even had meetings. Just a couple of meetings because we really are slowing down with residential. And we don't have the M word, moratorium. However, our sewer expansion has allowed us to slow down residential. We are truly focusing on commercial right now, as y'all have seen. I hope y'all have seen the new restaurants and so forth and tried them out. So right now our focus is that if it is commercial, most likely they're not going to have to go before planning and zoning because right now the ones that we are focusing on is already rezoned for commercial. So you're not going to see a lot in 2026, to be honest with you, unless it's something kind of wonky, go much more in front of planning and zoning. So.
Jennifer, I have a question.
Okay.
And I know we covered this last year in planning and zoning when we got into a pickle when we tried to table something and we violated the rules of tabling. Can you just kind of what we're allowed to table and why versus what we're not allowed to table? Because in our case, I think we had a tie vote and tabled it, and that was not the right thing to do. I just want to make sure we don't, since we're doing everything so close together.
Well, that's why another reason that we really encourage the city attorney to be here because he manages our public hearings, and so if there's something wonky that happens, he specializes in that, and our city planner does as well, and so they'll be here to make sure that we do make good and wise decisions as far as the voting is done 100% accurate. So now you can table anything. You can, but in our codes, you can only do it twice. So, staff will remind you where you're at with that. But as far as how the voting, we'll just, pay really close attention to that and make sure that we're doing it 100% correctly.
I have a, sorry, were you gonna? I have a quick question on this. So say if we're going through halfway the year and feel like, 2 meetings are better based on kind of the time in the between, are we able to revise it later on?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just have to give advance notice in the paper that we are, so yeah, let's say y'all get into it 3 months later, like, I do not like this. We can change it. There's nothing in stone. But, I do encourage you to maybe try it, because I do like the city attorney to always be at all of our meetings that I can possibly get them at. So I do as a staff, I do ask y'all to try it. If you don't like it, we'll change it back. So, but now it won't be like how it was, because planning and zoning will take that third spot. But we can make it like a Thursday and a Monday or something. We'll work with your schedule to make sure that it works for everybody.
One other question. So, with our city attorney being here for that one meeting, that's the working session and the meeting, have we budgeted for the additional hours he's going to bill us for this year? Because he'll be here, where he was only going to the one meeting. Now it's still one meeting, but it's probably going to be twice as long. So how do we get billed for that, and do we have that in our budget?
Yes, so we do have it in our budget. He is not by retainer, but by hourly. So it's just this, when we have meetings, I don't want y'all to look at that. I want y'all to take your time in these meetings, because these are the important meetings. But take your time with them. Usually we're out in a couple hours at the latest, and that's pretty reasonable, and it is within budget if he's here.
Okay, I just don't want Tiffany looking at us in November, looking at the checkbook.
Oh, she'll tell us. Is there any other questions? All right.
I don't have a question,
Okay.
but I did want to make a comment since we have so many people here tonight, and since I don't think that she hears thank you enough, Jessica Martin, who's now head of the Downtown Development Authority. Jessica, we're really grateful for, yes, please give her a round of applause. Jessica does a lot, and she doesn't hear thank you as nearly as often as she should. And if you don't know her, I encourage you to introduce yourself when we wrap up tonight. And Jessica, I just really am grateful for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Yes, you are amazing. And our DDA is as well. And I did want to just remind you all that I know that the mayor has gotten with each and every one of y'all about the scheduling, and kind of went ahead and got the temperature of what y'all wanted, and so just keep that in mind that we will vote next Thursday, and we if you have any questions in between that, please get with me or get with the mayor, and let's kind of work through that before next Thursday. Anything else? All right. I do want to ask if there's any citizen input tonight. Don't let them get off easy tonight. Yes. Do you mind using the mic and stating your name and address? We are on live, so we've got to behave because the mayor is watching. Okay. And if you will, present your question to the board.
Okay. Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Question. I was a little alarmed when you said, talking about the sewer moratorium, or theoretical moratorium, that we won't see too much in 2026. We have a tremendous number of lots over here that are vacant, and there's no construction going on to build more restaurants or shops or stores or whatever. And can you help me understand the future plan of how that will happen?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. So those are already approved. Those are already in our system to be built out. So I'm just stating that you won't see for a little bit a big development. But like I said, we are focusing on commercial. You will all that in front of Kroger, and there's different out parcels. You'll see those are working with us now. We can't we can't announce who is coming to those, but it is good commercial, good restaurants. They're coming. They are working with the city staff at the moment, and we hope to see those by the end of the year. You'll start seeing a lot of good changes, good restaurants, and good places to go shop. So we're excited to bring that to the city. And those are not part of the moratorium, as I call it.
Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome. Any other questions from any other citizens? All right, if you will, come to the mic, state your name, state your address.
My name is Joe Sullivan, and I live at 163 Raven, and I am a citizen. Just want to talk about this table thing real quick.
Okay.
Can one person table a subject, or does that have to be a majority vote?
So one person can make a motion to table it, but it does take the majority for it to pass. So it has to be at least four votes out of your 7.
Okay, so I would probably express the concern of trying to do all those meetings at one time,
Yeah.
because I
Thank
can
you.
see something getting pushed through.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, we do not need to go into executive session, but we are ready to adjourn. So if I can, it is 6:36, and I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Can I get a second? All right. And can I have all